Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chop and Slice. My name is Michael, and this is
Brandon.
We are here to review
The Conjuring Last Rites, newly released.
newly released film that takes place in 1986, and Ed and Lorraine are back for their final appearance to help the Smurls. This is based on a true story with the Smurl family. There's certain things, aspects to the movie that were true, that wasn't true, but a lot of it was based on real life events. They did see these things, and it did happen to them. So, very interesting.
Spoilers ahead, by the way.
Spoilers are ahead. So, this movie mainly focuses on, I would say, the Warrens, obviously, and their final case, but also Judy Warren, played by Mia Tomlinson, as she takes a huger role, the character Judy in this movie than previous. We've seen her basically as a cameo. I mean, she did play a pretty big role in that the last Annabelle movie, where basically she has a house to herself and she's, she goes downstairs and all that stuff. But this movie mainly is about the Warrens. The Smurls are kind of background characters. Mainly, it's not really focused on them too much. I wish it would have maybe focused a little bit more on them, but unfortunately, we did not get that. The scares, I thought, were pretty good.
Oh yeah,
For the most part. I mean,
the movie definitely had its moments.
It had its moments, but they were kind of played out too. Like, you kind of knew when they were coming. I felt like it was a very generic Conjuring movie for the most part. Didn't really like the last one, and the first two Conjurings were really good. Like, almost an iconic horror movie territory.
You want to know why I think that is? Why the first two were so good? But
Different director?
Yeah, James Wan directed Conjuring 1 and 2, the guy that did Saw. That's probably the reason why it was so good. And then they changed directors. So I think this one is directed by the same guy that did Conjuring 3.
Michael Chavez.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
He also directed Conjuring 3, La Llorona, and I believe the last Annabelle movie. And those pretty much all sucked. So I don't know if that's something to do with the writing, the directing. But this one just really wasn't scary at all. I mean, it had its moments, but I feel like they've been played out.
I do like how this one's kind of centered around a mirror, though. Like, I do like, one thing I like about The Conjuring is I like the whole artifact ideas. You know, when they collect all the artifacts that are like haunted or possessed or whatever.
Yeah, and that's a real life thing. They do have a museum where the mirror is in. It does exist in that museum along with the Annabelle doll. So that's interesting. I'd like to go there one day.
Do you remember how Ed explains how that room keeps it contained and how it doesn't like terrorize the whole house?
No, I don't.
I'm sure. I don't really remember the explanation.
I know it's
behind.
Blessed. I know the house has been.
Oh yes, that is true.
So maybe that's a way.
That's maybe a factor.
But other than that, you don't believe in that stuff. So I mean,
no,
but I do.
But I do. I don't believe in that stuff. But I do believe that anything is possible in movies. So. Yes, that's just the way it's written, but...
I mean, in real life, though, people have messed with that doll and gotten into accidents. And
coincidence.
One person did steal the doll and then later died. That same...
Sounds like he got what he deserved.
Yeah, don't
that's what you get for
Annabelle doll.
No, that's what you get for stealing shit.
That done.
I don't think so.
But other than that, let's get back to the movie. I'm just sick of the Warrens like always having involvement like with the mirror. Like in real life, the Warrens had no effect on this case. Like the movie tries to portray him as it being the like same thing in Conjuring 2. Oh, this thing drew us here. Like no, that never happened. So they just worked on the case, and I just hate how the movie has to make them seem bigger than
I
what they
would
are.
I would think like these demons or ghosts or whatever that keep coming around that they would eventually like get smarter after a while. That Ed and Lorraine like solve like all these cases, and they would want to get further away from them.
I'm no demonologist like Ed and Lorraine Warren, but I don't know how they operate or the limits demons can have on them or anything like that. But
Another thing that always gets to me too is like with Lorraine, she acts so frightened every time. Like you see in the beginning where she was having the baby and she saw this demon or whatever, she started to freak out. I would think after doing this for like 40 years, there's like nothing you could possibly see that's going to really freak you out.
The beginning, she was, younger. So that was like her having a kid.
Oh yeah, that's right, because that had me all messed up because I could have swore that mirror was in their artifact room in the beginning.
That was her first case she worked on, and that mirror was at an antique store that was haunted.
I guess that would make more sense then. But I could have swore it was in the antique room when I first saw it. But
that was their first case. They wanted to highlight their first and last case, and how they were connected, I guess. So, which is really not all that true either. So, but there's some good scenes when the priest, played by Steve Coulter, he gets hung. I mean, that was kind of interesting. I did like Tony's character, played by Ben Hardy, the new guy they introduced, Judy's boyfriend in this movie. I thought he brought a comedy factor, made it kind of, added more to the story, which I did enjoy. So, props to that. Patrick Wilson, who plays Ed Warren, as we all know, he's also in Insidious. He does a great job. Vera Farmiga, they're both great. He's a great actor. She's a great actress. She never disappoints. So they were spot on in this movie. They did great acting-wise and really portrayed how beaten down these cases have made them. And I like that aspect of it, where they're trying to move on. But this last case draws them into it. And even though I don't like how that happened, they needed a reason to go work on this case, the Smurl case. And, it worked out. There were some good scares for the most part, but it still wasn't scary, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's scary, but, like, didn't scare me, but...
I did like the scene where she's watching her, that VHS of her.
Oh, yeah, that was
kind of creepy.
Yeah, where she kept trying to...
Yeah, and she sees that figure on the screen. That I didn't think was creepy. Nothing happened out of it, but I would say that was the creepiest.
that X guy...
The X guy came, he wasn't scary at all. Like, the nun has a creep factor to her, but that guy was a joke. He's always laughing and stuff. It just wasn't scary. Annabelle was in this movie. Now she's like the star. She's the face of Conjuring, we could say, of evil. And that was what it was.
Well, she wasn't really in it too much.
No, but there was a scene where she was rocking back in a chair. I guess it was kind of creepy, but I'm kind of over Annabelle at this point, even, I just wish this movie was good as the first two. Like, The Conjuring, and Conjuring 2 were classics, in my opinion. Like, I think they're iconic. I put them up there as some of the greatest horror movies, ever. And I just felt like this one did not deliver in its final chapter, unfortunately.
Yeah, you gotta give those first two Conjuring movies. You gotta give credit to James Wan on the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
great director. So huge props to him. But nothing wrong with the acting here. The acting was great. I just feel like the scares are overly played out. And there was a stupid CGI shot of Annabelle's head, like overblown. It just looks stupid. That's one problem I had with Conjuring 2 with that. What was it? The cricket. What?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It's like a crooked man.
The
Or is
crooked
it,
man. Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't like
yeah,
that at
something.
all.
Yeah, I
It
thought
looks
it should have
stupid.
been just more focused on the nun.
The nun. Yeah, the nun is the scariest thing in Conjuring. So yeah, this movie was okay. It wasn't all that. Like I said, I even if you just told a story about the Warrens, that would have been more enjoyable, even without working on a case and just them, going through their life. I would have liked probably more than this. The scares kind of took away from the how good the movie was, to be honest. Um, and yeah, any last thoughts on it?
You know what I think would have been really cool, and actually, I thought the movie was kind of going in this direction for a second, where somehow like all the artifacts like somehow get out of that room,
Well,
and
that's kind of like the last Annabelle movie, I think.
like it would have like to where it would have been like this big like ultimate showdown, pretty much. And like that, I don't know,
Well, we already had them as the Avengers at the end of this movie.
not really.
We gotta, we gotta take down the.
And then you just see that entire room just burn or something, like have something like really dramatic at the end. But that's honestly where I thought the movie was going, but it didn't go in that
Well, you kind of
direction.
have that in that Annabelle comes home movie where Judy gets in the basement and they kind of mess around with all the artifacts and they kind of all come to life. And it was kind of stupid, to be honest. But
I mean, you keep all that shit all in one spot. I mean,
yeah,
if it gets in the wrong hands,
yeah. So, but
so maybe in a future movie. But
possibly,
do you really think it's the end of Conjuring?
phase one. They're trying to be like Marvel. Phase one, I don't know. Maybe they'll do some prequels or some stuff, but I think with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, I think this will be their last Conjuring film. It's just kind of ran its course. I mean, just like Insidious
And
has.
just kind of leave it alone, I guess.
There'll be more haunting movies, but this one, they didn't end on a good note. It seems like the majority of people liked it. I just wasn't a fan of this one because I liked the first and second one so much. The first one was really, really
Oh
good.
yeah, I mean those are untouchable.
Yeah, the families were more at the forefront, and I enjoyed it. So, and then we see Judy and Tony get married at the end. We even see the lady that was possessed from the first movie at her wedding, which I thought that was cool. I caught that, and it ended on a good note. That's okay. It was their final case, and it ended on a good note, I guess. And we kind of seen her daughter get possessed too and look like from The Exorcist, which of course they have to do. So
Well, you want to get down to the ratings?
let's get to the ratings, guys. Will give this movie. I do recommend seeing it in theaters only because just because I don't like it doesn't mean you can't like it. But my rating, I'm going to give this movie a solid 4 out of 10.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I just didn't like it that much, guys. It was just kind of generic. So, I was hoping for something epic, like the final chapter, kind of like, the end. Let's do something super epic.
That's why I thought of like the whole idea of like all the
Yeah,
artifacts
but they still
escaping
have to
and
be.
stuff.
It has to be based on something realistic. That never happened. So, At least the
That's a
Smurls
movie.
claimed all this happened, but
Nah.
it happened.
Movies stretch the truth anyway. At the end of the day, it's Hollywood, so
Yeah, but some of it happened, some of it didn't, but it happened
just
to them.
just make it badass.
Just like they said, 8 people live in this house. 8 people aren't crazy. So
Overall, I thought this movie was good. It's not great. I wouldn't call this movie a classic, really. But overall, I thought it was good. I think it's above average. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a 6 out of 10.
So with that combined score, that gives it a 10 out of 20, 50%. That's an F. 10 out of 20. Official Chop and Slice rating. Yeah, final thoughts. I mean, see it in theaters. You be the judge. Some people will take different things from it. I just didn't like it. It wasn't my thing. I didn't like where they were going with the story. So, I don't know how much of it's real and what's not real. I didn't like how they used Judy in this movie, and I think the beginning was a little distasteful with the demon and she's giving birth and all that. I just thought that was a little distasteful. That's just me, whether it's real or not. So that's just my opinion. So, any final thoughts?
Go see the movie.
Go see it, and that'll be the last and final Conjuring featuring Ed and Lorraine Warren. Or at least Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and
Till
Lorraine.
the studio needs more money, and they need more money.
Yep. And we'll
And
see.
maybe we'll see where it goes.
Go get your Annabelle popcorn buckets. Those were pretty cool and sold out fast. So, all right, guys, that will do it for us. And I got no good closing line for this, but see you guys next time. Peace.